Hello and welcome. It is the 17th day of October 2019. I'm going to handicap a football game right now. I'm not ready yet to do a Bitcoin video, but Bitcoin dominance is something very, very, very interesting right now. I'm hoping it breaks down below this. We'll see. Altcoins I think are doing pretty good, but it's not really what I want to go over. What I got for tabs, I got my trading view, but we're going to go over Cloud Bet. I want to take a look at one game. I got covers ready to go. I have football reference ready to go, and if I need to Google search something, I got that tab ready to go as well. So let's take a look at a game. I want to say something that's got more of the a lot of the prop bets ready to go, and I'm going to go in order. I've already done the Denver game. Just out of curiosity, what are the lines right now? Because it looks like, unfortunately, maybe Freeman might be playing. I liked it even with him anyway. So what do we got now for my lines? A whole bunch more. Not really players. Uh, Philip Lindsay, we're looking for rushing yards. 70.5 now, so it's up 2 basis points. I got it at 68.5. Alrighty, Atlanta, Los Angeles. Let's just do game in order. Let's take a look at these specials. Yeah, we got a good amount of names. So I'm going to look at this. A lot of times I'll just look at them quick. Now, Austin Hooper's playing really good right now. Uh, Los Angeles Rams just added Jalen Ramsey to their team. They got rid of a lot of draft picks to do it. So Austin Hooper, we have 19.5 for the long, 59.5. So I could just go in like this. No, okay, there it is right there. But I'm trying to say really like as in if it's a key player, it should come up with AUS. I should see it. Okay, so I can look in here and I can see his 2019 games. I can see catch percentage. Well, that's not what I'm looking at. Offensive snaps he's playing as far as his catches. You can see here he's getting like 8, 6, 9, 6, 4 catches. He's been a big, big part of this Atlanta team. And with that new defensive player being a cornerback, I think that's going to help him because that's really going to affect more guys like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. That Jalen Ramsey has been added to the Rams. So let's just take a look at these numbers. So when you look at it, what should his line be? I mean, he's really in lately getting like 6, 7 catches for like we're looking at I mean, if you're looking at median numbers, which is what over under is, you got to think he's got at least going to be a 60-point guy, a 60-yard guy. So here we got 60 yards as the over under. Meh, 5.5. And I'm getting 197 on the over. So my confidence going to get 6 catches. Well, he's got 8, 6, 9, 6, 4, and 9. That's looking pretty good. I mean, that's still a decently sized number, but he's putting up decently sized points. So when I say pretty good, that's really all it is. Now, what I don't like about this is the long. And you know what? I got to put DraftKings on here because, I mean, I'm trying to find okay, what's his longest catch on here, and they don't have this on. I mean, this is a really good site, but it sucks here. Now maybe this one here might have it. So let me just go in here, and then we'll handicap the game, and then we'll just go further. So I might have to use DraftKings. Where's the Atlanta game now? Atlanta. Right here. And I don't even know if Jalen Ramsey is going to play the game anyway. And he's going to have to play a basic small cover to like a man-to-man with a corner or a regular base zone defense. He doesn't know really anything. There's nothing else he can do in a reaction. It's all reactionary on defense anyway. Especially if you're playing safety or defensive back or pass rusher. Anything but linebacker, really. Anyway, so as far as this game is concerned, let's just take a look at this. The recent meetings are in the same division. Man, not really. So I care more, but so the Rams have lost 3 consecutive games in a row. I've been bearish on them ever since really the Super Bowl even late in the playoffs last year, and they really haven't been to me all that impressive. I don't think anyway. They really haven't been in. Well, San Francisco got a defense. Weren't able to score much there. And they got their asses destroyed against Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's a joke. Here we got Atlanta though, 34-53. I mean, they're just been you want to talk about terrible. And I've been trying to think, you know what? Ever since their Super Bowl, I mean, they got a decent team on paper. Why do they suck so bad? But they keep on sucking. Here we got the statistics, the numbers game. This is what I love this section here. So I look at this. I look at yards per play. Okay, so we got Rams offense 5.8, defense 6.3. Bad defense, man. The offense. Atlanta's getting okay offensive production. They got a good offensive team, so everything here looks kind of average, really, when you look at offense versus defense for the most part. Rushing the ball, we can see that the Atlanta defense has been relatively stymied against the run. And we got Atlanta here with 3.8 per carry, not running the ball well. And the Rams defense has been stymieing against the run. And Aaron Donald, I think it is, that's their top defensive front man. So pretty tough there. Here's just a quick QB rating number here. I'm not a big fan of QB rating in this QBR, but I made one years ago that's a little bit better, but overall it does the job. And I got all the stats in here anyway, or more stats anyway. So QB rating, we got 118 defense on the Atlanta one. You got to believe that someone like Hupp is just going to have a dominating performance in this, but he's going to have a big over/under number total as well. We got yards to what we got here for defensive stats, sacks here. So that means on offense, the Rams get sacked on average 2.0 times a game, but there's not much of a pass rush when the Rams are only averaging, Atlanta's averaging 0.8 sacks a game. Interceptions, they're not turning the ball over, 0.3. I might look for what the under is on the Goff interception, even though this is at 1.2, which is really high. Atlanta, Matt Ryan is throwing interceptions, that's at 1.2, that's high. 0.8, that's not bad. Sacks, 2.3, relatively average on that situation. Completion percentage. Atlanta's completing 72% of the passes right now, which is relatively high. But what we want to take a look at is I want to take a look at the statistics here for Austin Hooper. So let me just take a look at Atlanta's last game, and I can go to the box score, and we can see there's a loss to Arizona 34-33. And here you can see the longest reception here. But I might have, and I usually use DraftKings. I just don't want to put the screen on here too much, but it's going to be just used really for referential purposes. And I'm not going to log in either. So Austin Hooper, do we have long on here in his game log? Here's his game log here. Yes, we do. So I can just use this for the long. We can see 60, lately we're going to go backwards, 30, 18, 20, 18, 20. So he's really in the area where his over-under should be somewhere in the 20 or so area now. And that might be a safer bet than the receptions higher. What do we got for the longest here? 19.5, so that's a fair number. Brandon Cooks, 22.5 long, 66.5 yards, 4.5 catches. And then 315 for the touchdown, 270 for the touchdown. Has Super been getting touchdowns? Not really. Okay, so I'm probably just going to pass on this. I'm a little scared with Ridley just because of the fact, and well, Ridley's a hit or miss guy anyway. Cooper Kupp has been hot. 24.5 is long, receiving yards 82.5. That's a pretty big number. I really want to focus on the guys I really haven't heard of. The other ones I think there'd be more value. Plus 118 on the touchdown. This is decimal odds. I can look at either one. Devonta Freeman, he's been struggling. Long reception, 11.5. So let's just take a look at Devonta Freeman now. And we'll do it in here. This is somebody I've had in one of my keeper leagues for quite some time, and he's been on my, literally I've had him for a few years, despite the fact that he's not been, didn't play last year, whatever. He's my number 3 running back in my fantasy league because I got Aaron Jones, who I drafted in the first round this year. And last year I drafted Christian McCaffrey in the first round, so those are going to be my keepers moving forward. You keep 4 guys a year, so most likely this guy will leave my team in the offseason. But that's just a whatever fantasy league. In here, we see his reception. So 35833. Uh, Obviously, that's going to be interesting on that 3 number. What do we have for his catches? 3.5? Yeah. 179 to the under. Yeah, no value there. 29.5 is the yards there. What's he been catching? 4 of his 6 games have went over the number. Barely here, though. Nothing there. Let's go on to the next player. Well, what else do we have on here for rushing yards? And remember, they've been stingy against the run too. We had 88 here against Arizona, but that's the Cardinals though. So that's what's the rushing yards? 57.5. That's a bit big, but okay. Like I want to look at guys like who the heck is Ito Smith? So I want to take a look at him too. Gerald Everett, the tight end, 3.5 for 36.5. I mean, this is where I say really. Like, I mean, why do I need these guys when I'm looking for Gerald Everett? Oh, there you go. I mean, really, give me the more active guys. Anyway, he had a big game here in week 5, but after that, it's been 9:45. I mean, he's only once gotten over or twice gotten over this 21 number. 36.5? Wow, that's big. That's high. 3.5 catches. What's the story on that? 275,231. What's his? He doesn't catch many big balls. What's his log number? I'll have to use this here to get it, but that might be where the bet might be. 17.5. 188 on the under, too. Let's just take a look if there's any value on that. So Gerald Everett is on the Rams, and is this the Rams game? No, we'll get to the Rams game. And it is, I know it is that I might want to take a look at what tight ends do against them too, because that's an interesting one as well. So Gerald Everett right here. So we got one game he has gone over 15 yards on his longest catch. So we have 7 as a long, 11, 11. He had a 15 in here. 32 and 12. There's a play. I'm not betting it now, but I will be betting this one, though. That's just too big of a number. He's just not getting it. Okay, who's this Ito Smith kid? He's a running back, it looks like. Okay, so rushing yards, 10.5, a half of a touchdown, 482. And rushing yards, 18.5. So 10.5 receiving yards, 18.5 rushing yards. Okay, what's the Ito Smith story? Okay, 20 career games, so it looks like he's in his second season. How long is he on how often is he on the field? Offensive snaps right here, and he's getting less play. 51, 38, 5% against this game. 38%, 47, 26%. So he's kind of getting a downgrade, but he's doing okay. But 26% last time, and 38 2 games ago from the 5. Rushing yards, 6, 19, 11, 0, 12, 31. Receiving yards, 0, 45, 20. You know what? Don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. All right, Jared Goff. So this is the one we were talking about the interceptions. So that's the one I want to take a look at right now. What's the odds on the no? Better than even money, but How often? I mean, I'm very bearish on Jared Goff overall. That's the him and Todd Gurley were the two big reasons why. That's Jared Cook, although he's a pretty cool tight end. Alrighty, so Jared Goff. 7 interceptions in 6 games. In his career, 44 games, 33 interceptions. So let's just see what past defenses, secondaries he's been throwing the picks against. He has thrown interceptions in 4 of his 6 games. He did so against Carolina, decent deep secondary. New Orleans, he didn't throw one against. Cleveland, they actually improved their defense. Tampa Bay, they've actually been okay. Seattle, and San Francisco. I mean, that's a good defense. They didn't get one there. We have, let's just take a look at his game log from last season. And I'm looking backwards. So at the end of the regular year, and the interceptions is this column here. We have 0, 0, 1, 4, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of the games he didn't throw one. But it is a good spot in the playoffs in the 3 games. He threw one through 2 of the 3 games he threw it. Well, you know what? I think I have to use DraftKings now. I got no choice. But unfortunately, I'm logged in, and I don't want to do that either. Let me see if there's a way around it. And here it is. Unfortunately, I have to pause the tape for this just because I don't want to show things like balances and stuff like that. But by doing this, you can't see that now. So anyway, we're looking at game log. And they've only they've only had 1 game. And the list of quarterbacks we're talking a rookie quarterback in Arizona. Lamar Jackson. I mean, you had Marcus Mariota, Cody Brissett, Carson Wentz, and Minnesota. We're looking at Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's one in just those many games. That's pretty sad. And we're looking at plus. It's an opinion play. I'm going to just. I mean, jeez, it looks so good, though. I mean, 1 interception they've thrown. One thing I could do, and I'm not going to do it in this video, is you go to the depth chart on Atlanta. You look at their corners and even their safeties. Check to throw how many interceptions that are doing. Also, you can look at game footage. You can look at tapes. Where are the interceptions being thrown by Jared Goff? And that's probably what I might do later. Look at the interceptions he's throwing. If he's throwing them to like defensive backs, like deeper, then I think it's a safe bet. But if you see him thrown in the linebacker area, check out the linebackers statistically, and see maybe it's just a casualty or just variance that it's as low as it is. Let's take a look at the other Jared Goff stats. So 24.5 completions. Usually they're not going to find much value on these unless you can find something for the game itself. 287 yards. Well, where were we as far as that was concerned? Because how many yards a game is he throwing? Uh, this year. He's coming off a 78 game. I mean, that's almost like a rebound. 395, 517, 283. And of course, the defense for the Falcons has just been terrible. I mean, they're allowing how many yards a game is it again? It's pretty high. We're looking at Atlanta defense, which is left side. 271. That's not too high, actually. So, no, nothing there. I don't think I want to go anything on that. Julio Jones again. I don't want to really touch too much. He's having a better 89.5. That is just high. That is just big. But 241 defense on the Rams. That's relatively respectable. He's had 3 games over that 100 number already. against Arizona, though. Against Indy, which is a respectable defense. I'm not big on, well, Philly's okay. Houston, Tennessee, and Minnesota. Minnesota's got a good pass defense, but I'm not looking for small edges. And let's look at Matt Ryan. 27.5 completions, interceptions. Wow, 189 on the over. Oh, wow. That looks better than the under on the other side, I think. I mean, he's just recklessly been throwing the ball all season long. He's one of my favorite fantasy quarterbacks for safety, guys, because he just consistently gets points. But throwing an interception here and there, he's thrown an interception in 4 of his 6 games this year. How did he end the season last year? Because it was the post Super Bowl last season, so it's now been 2 year in the second year hangover. He had in the regular season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pretty much close to half. Did he play the Rams last year? He did not. Okay, well, let's go back to DraftKings and take a look at the Rams defense now. Wow. I mean, it's won a shot, but. And they also have picked up Jalen Ramsey. Playing or not, it's a bonus if he's there. Yeah, that's a play. That's a play. He's just been reckless with the ball. Even just regular. If it was last year and it was just like, oh, it's 50-50. If I'm getting 189, that's like minus 113 or something. Minus whatever. Alrighty, there's the second play. Let's take a look at the rest of them. Long completion, 36.5. Not against that defense. And under 180, I don't know. Pass attempts, 39.5. That's a big number, but 310. It is Matt Ryan, though. 7.5. Well, let's just take a look at that. That's just a wacky number. Last year, to end the season, he went over it here, he went over it here, he went over it here. How many rushing yards are we talking here so far this year? Right here, 7-7. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. And 1.5 touchdowns. Way favored to go over too. I expect them to play high scoring games back and forth. Okay, so we're left with just 2 more guys. Mohamed Sanu. And again, I'm really kind of cautious on these Atlanta receivers. Well, there you have it. I'm not going to do anything more. How much time are we at? 23 minutes? Do another game? Let's just get an update on the markets. And I'll just look at this. And this view setting I kind of like, actually, because it makes it easier for me. Ripple's now up 4%, but that doesn't change too much. It was up like 2 something before. Sky. I mean, this is an interesting day yesterday. Uh, I want to see this go down more because I want a ratio trade, but it's not down enough. Or better yet, Raven coin to have a nice gain, but I need a 10. I got like 8% differential. I'm looking for 20% moves there. Look at this yesterday. This was just crazy, man. Okay, come on, load up. There we go. Interesting setup going on. Anyway, back to this in here. I want to take a look at a game I was just some. Where am I looking for some of the plays I like? How about the Tom Brady under? Spread's now 9.5. That's just what I got. It's 189. I got like a little over 2. One of their defensive players got suspended, though. I don't like that. Like, detrimental to the team. I hope it's not going to matter. They don't have specials on this game anyway yet. I'm looking for the Tom Brady long. That's what I'm looking for. I want to go under on that again. I want to go under on the longest reception at about blah blah blah. A good number, like 30 high, close to 40 yards. Okay, hang on a second. It's back. So Washington 49ers, Arizona Giants. Can't think of anything there. Houston, Indy, Detroit, Minnesota, Clippers, Tennessee, Baltimore, Seattle, New Orleans, Chicago. Is Tampa Bay playing? I got that. I want to go with that Dare guy. Do you have Tampa Bay in here anywhere? Are they on a bye week? Yeah. Who else do I want to think of right offhand? What's an ease? San Francisco's a wacky team. I don't want. That's going to take more time. With all their receivers, they got so many different players, and the running backs, guys coming back. That's just a difficult game for this. Oakland, Green Bay. Green Bay coming off of that Monday night interesting game where Detroit just got field goals. What a game to go to Jacksonville. Yeah. Let's do Miami Buffalo. I had that one player in Miami that I played, but he went over the total. Okay, let's take a look at Miami and Buffalo. So we got Cole Beasley. We don't even have many players in here to look at. I guess we can look at the Josh Allen stats. See, they just come in and out on here, which is really weird. So let's go on DraftKings and take a look at Josh Allen here. For the season, we got 224 yards a game. Pretty low. He's up against Miami, though. Miami's just horridly bad. Also, something Buffalo after Miami, not so good. Let's just see what happens next week, but that's next week, though. 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, so he's recklessly throwing the ball. Miami's defense is terrible. 150 yards, 8 yards rushing, so let's just look at the game log this way. 219 against Tennessee, 153 against New England, 243 against Cincinnati, 253 against the Giants, and 254. I mean, he should have his highest game, I would suppose. It is Miami. They are really bad. He may not get much playing time in the fourth quarter or might hand the ball off. He has thrown an interception in all but one game. Rushing yards 27, 26, 46, 20. He's consistently always getting over 20 yards running the ball. How often is he getting a touchdown running the ball? 3 games he's rushed a touchdown as well. Okay, so what else do we got? That's really about it right now. Touchdown passes. Well, how many touchdown passes are we looking at here? Two. Basically, he's got a lot of ones. So even over 1.5 if it's a good price. But they're going to adjust the prices based on the shitty defensive opponent. Plus 124 and over 1.5. Okay, rushing yards 40.5. I mean, it's a big number on the under price, but that's a big no. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting around 30 something. Nothing too fantastic. I'm looking for the rushing touch, but now that he's got 40, I gotta think that rushing touchdown number is gonna suck. We'll see. Yeah, plus 155. Yeah, it's not the greatest. Passing yards 217. Really? That's pretty low. I mean, he's 217, and this is the Miami defense that's just god awful against the pass. I mean, I mean, it's just horrible. Well, you know what? There's some value possibly in that. Passing attempts 29.5. 171 on the over for I gotta think this 217 number is what I want to go after. Let's take a look at this Miami defense now. And on the season, they have 1 interception. They have gotten 5 sacks in total, allowing, what's only 270 passing yards, I suppose. I mean, rushing yards, 169. I think that's what we need to expose. We don't know who the running back is going to be yet, but we find that out by game time. 166 against Washington. I mean, their quarterback sucks. Phillip Rivers got 311, but Josh Allen isn't anything great. Tony Romo gets 241. Tom Brady gets 255. Yeah, that 217 isn't as impressive of a number anymore. But this interception number. Let's look at this now. Where's the interceptions? 197 on the no. That's where the value might be here. Let's take a look at Josh Allen from last year now. And then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we got Josh Sitton, Josh Sitton, Josh McCown, Josh Brown, Josh Norman, Josh Klein, and remember Josh Scobie? Really? Why don't you have Josh Allen? I mean, really, that's just, I don't know who there. Anyway, okay. And it's loading slow. I gotta fix this. And it's actually Kyle Allen, not Josh Allen. You got 2 young Allens in the quarterback position. Alrighty, so how accurate? I mean, he was a rookie, so I mean, you're supposed to throw. And how did he do it? I mean, different Miami team last year, although they were still bad last year. They put to play Miami twice last year. So why did you go back to Kyle Allen? Okay. That was odd. That was weird. Interceptions. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his 12 games. Did he start all of them? Yes. Against Miami, was that any of them? He threw 2 against Miami last year, threw 1 again. But this is a different Miami defense. This is a different Miami team, though. It is really, really that bad. So we're talking teams not throwing interceptions. It was Tony Romo that did. Phillip Rivers didn't. From Washington, who was that quarterback? They got nobody there. Tom Brady, who's been reckless this year, didn't. Pretty bad defense, and they traded their best corner. They're trying to lose in Miami, I think. So I got to think that the Josh Allen under the total just may have some value. 197. It's on the maybe list. It totally is. I mean, I'm taking the top plays. I have enough to make like 7 bets. So it's going to be my top 7 picks. I've already got 2 picks already as it is. So let's just put Josh Allen no. Yeah, no INT. Take care and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.